Welcome back, Clashers. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Ground Troop Showdown. This is where we take all the ground troops in Clash of Clans and make them 1v1 until we crown a champion. We already did this with the air troops, and if you want to check out that video, we'll link it right here. But for now, let's go ahead and get right into it. Alright, so we do have the bracket split up into two parts for round one, so showing on screen now is going to be the first part of round one. Let's jump into the hits. Alright, here we go. Kicking things off the first matchup, we've got Party Wizard versus the Super Wizard. Let's see who's going to win here. One zap, and there we go. The Super Wizard takes the first victory. Here we go. We've got P.E.K.K.A versus Super Valkyrie. Let's see who's going to take the win here. See if the Super Valk can keep up. Doesn't look like she's going to be able to. That P.E.K.K.A's hitting hard, and down she goes. That ability not doing her any good. All right, next up we do have the Wizard versus the Super Bowler. I added a few extra Wizards just to give them a little bit of a chance, but that Super Bowler still just wipes the floor with the Wizards, absolutely shreds them. Here we've got the battle of the little troops. We got the Barbarian versus the Goblin. We'll see if the Goblin actually stands any chance here. And there we go, running back and forth. Now they finally meet up, and it's actually close. And the Goblin takes the victory with 1 HP and a dream. We've got the Super Barbarian taking on the Super Archer. Let's see who's going to win this one. That Super Barbarian charges in and absolutely demolishes that Super Archer. The battle of the Super Troops continues as we have the Super Witch taking on the Super Hog Rider. Let's see if the Super Hog actually stands a chance here. Doesn't look good so far. The Super Hog is already split and that Witch isn't taking any damage. That Hog Rider was just standing there for some reason, but down it goes, and the Super Witch moves on to round two. All right, moving on to the second part of round one. Here's the bracket for the remainder of round one. Let's see the rest of these hits. All right, next up, we've got the Giant versus the Archers. We're going to go ahead and use 5 Archers here just to see if there's any way they can get through the Giant, because that Giant's going to one-shot him, and there we go. The Giant is going to work. They are getting some damage on to the Giant, but only a couple of Archers left is not going to be enough, and it looks like the Giant is moving on to round two. All right, here we go with the Sneaky Goblin and the Wizard. That Sneaky Goblin going to be invisible for a few seconds here. Gets a shot, and down goes the Wizard. Sneaky Goblin's actually going to take this one. All right, here we go with another interesting one. It's going to be the Witch versus the Headhunter. The question here, is the Headhunter going to be fast enough? She actually targets the Witch directly. The Skellies didn't get enough time to distract, but the Skellies still beat the Headhunter, so the Witch wins this one and moves on to round two. All right, next up, we do have the Apprentice Warden versus the regular Bowler. Let's see who's going to take this one. That Apprentice Warden hits hard and takes down that Bowler super fast. Nicely done. This one might take a little while. We've actually got the Miner versus the Golem, and here we go. Actually, that Golem's doing a nice chunk of damage to the Miner, so this is going to be pretty easily going in favor of the Golem. There we go, another couple of swings. Down goes the Miner, and the Golem's going to be moving on to round two. All right, here we go. We got the last match in round one. The Super Miner versus the Electro Titan. That Super Miner able to sneak up behind the Titan and starting to go to work, but that Titan is hitting incredibly hard. Is not looking good for the Super Miner, but let's see if his bomb can take her out. No, not quite. The Electro Titan stays standing and moves on to round two. All right, so here we go with the results for round one. Let's get into round two. So round two is kicking off with another Super Troop Showdown. We got Super Wizard versus Super Giant. Let's see if this Wizard can do enough damage. Actually runs right past the Super Giant, and the Super Giant's going to clean house with the Super Wizard easily, and Super Giant moves on to round three. All right, the Super Bowler versus P.E.K.K.A. Super Bowler had an easy win in round one, but I think it's going to have its hands full with the P.E.K.K.A. here. Look at that, it's barely doing any damage. That P.E.K.K.A. is about to wipe it out. Down it goes, easy victory for P.E.K.K.A. to move on to round three. So in the last round, the Goblin took down the regular Barbarian easily, but can 5 of them take down one Super Barbarian? Well, let's find out. They run right past each other to kick things off. They're all just too speedy. There we go. They finally meet up with each other, and it's going to be kind of close, but that Super Barbarian is able to take the win. All right, here we go. We've got the Valkyrie versus the regular Giant here. Let's see if this Valkyrie can do enough damage. It's looking good. That Valkyrie's actually pretty tanky herself, and the Giant is going to go down. All right, for the next matchup, we do have the Sneaky Goblin versus the Witch. So there we go. We're going to drop in the Witch, and let's get the Sneaky Goblins out of the clan castle. Here we go. They are going to run past the Skellies, and I did put 2 of them in there, but they're getting distracted. Let's see if this Witch can actually overcome, and it looks like she will just barely. That one Sneaky almost took her up, but there we go. Witch moves on. All right, for the next matchup, we got the Mini Warden versus the Golem. This one should actually be pretty interesting. The main thing I'm curious about is when the Golem explodes, if the Mini Warden can actually get him to go down, will that be enough damage to kill the Apprentice Warden? Well, let's find out. They are chunking damage. It's kind of hard to see the Apprentice Warden's health bar there, but it is getting low. I don't think he's going to be able to get through the the Golem. No, he's not. The Golem isn't even going to go down, and he moves on to the next round. Nicely done. The last attack of round 2, and we've got a couple of heavy hitters here. Electro Titan versus the Yeti. Let's see if that Yeti actually stands a chance. It's not looking good. That Yeti's going down fast, and the Yeti Mites are not doing a lot of damage, but here we go. The Yeti drops, Yeti Mites go down, and that Titan is pretty healthy. So she moves on to round 3. All right, and here we go with the results of round 2, getting into round 3, and there are 6 rounds total, meaning we're about halfway through it. We're getting a lot of the weaker troops out of the way, which means the competition's going to be heating up, and things are going to be getting even more interesting, so let's jump right into round 3. All right, kicking off round 3, we got Super Giant versus the P.E.K.K.A. I did put 2 Super Giants in here just to level the playing field a bit, and here we go. But those Super Giants still are not doing much damage at all to the P.E.K.K.A., and she's just going to town. She's going to be able to finish this up easily. In my opinion, the P.E.K.K.A. is one of the favorite troops to make it all the way through to the end. Let's see if she's going to be able to. She will be moving on to round 4. Speaking of troops I think have the ability to make it all the way through this showdown is going to be the Super Witch, but first we're going to see if the Super Barbarians are able to get the upset here. So let's go ahead and pull them out and get this battle underway. Sneaky Goblins are going to pull the Super Barbs out of the clan castle, and here we go with the Super Witch. Barbarians make it to her before she's able to summon the skeleton, so she's going to be taking a lot of damage, but she's able to power through, and the Super Witch will be moving on to round 4. All right, here we go with a classic matchup, the Valkyrie versus the Witch. The Valkyrie obviously has the advantage here, and I'm expecting her to win, but let's see what happens. The Skellies are distracting her. She's trying to run around the wall to find them, but there we go. That Valkyrie is going to move on, take down the Witch, take down the Skellies, and an easy victory for her. All right, so here we go, the results of round 3. Now we're going to be getting into the quarterfinals, and we are one step closer to finding out who's going to be the champion. Let's go. All right, here we go. The first semifinal matchup. We've got a couple of heavy hitters here. We've got the Super Witch versus the P.E.K.K.A. So let's see who's going to take the victory out of this one. Open up that wall, and there we go. The P.E.K.K.A. is in. The Super Witch already has her big boy summoned. Let's see. The P.E.K.K.A. is actually just V-lining for the Witch, but she does go back for the skeleton, and down it goes. But that gives the Super Witch a lot of time here to get a lot of damage onto that P.E.K.K.A. Let's see how hard this P.E.K.K.A. is going to hit the Witch. Oh, it's going to be close, but I think the Witch takes it. Oh, one more shot. The P.E.K.K.A. hangs on. 1 HP and a dream, and the P.E.K.K.A. moves on to the finals. All right, here we go. The second semifinal matchup. I don't think this one's going to be as close as the previous one was. And to be honest, I'm not really sure how the Valkyries made it this far into the showdown, but here they are taking on the Electro Titan. I did put 2 Valkyries in there just so they could stand at least a little bit of a chance here. But I think this Electro Titan's still going to be able to handle it pretty easily. We've already lost 1 Valkyrie. The other one's about to go down. Unfortunately, that statue covering things up, but we can see the winner here, and it's time to go on to finals. And here we go. It is time to crown a ground troop champion. Electro Titan versus the P.E.K.K.A. here in the finals. Let's see who the best ground troop is in this showdown. All right, 2 heavy hitting and tanky troops just going at it, but it's looking good for the P.E.K.K.A. She's just chunking damage off of that Titan, and the P.E.K.K.A. is going to be the champion, easily defeating the Electro Titan. Nicely done to the P.E.K.K.A. And there we go. We've got the final result. The P.E.K.K.A. takes the crown in this one. Let me know what you guys thought of this video down in the comments below. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun to put together. Maybe we do some more of these types of videos in the future as well. But in the meantime, be sure to check out my other showdown video with the air troops as well. That one was also a lot of fun to do. Also, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit thumbs up, hit subscribe down below so you don't miss out on my next Clash of Clans video. Thank you guys for stopping by. I'll catch you all next time.